All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give all honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. And we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakar Kodash. And we give double honors to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. We're in the time of the end, 2022, which is the year of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai turning up. Big things are taking place. Prophecies are popping off. Wars on the horizon. The MOTB is around the corner. Things are. You got Jake putting Bibles on chips now. It's the end, man. We're at the end of the end. Let's jump right into this lesson. I've been seeing this movie fly around, and brothers have been talking about it. And a brother pointed out something on this movie flyer that was interesting, and it's the cigarette smoke. Because these elites, they use movies to send messages. Out of all the movies that could have been let out, because movies take a long time. What's the chances of us being this close to a conflict that involves Russia, which Russia is known for what? Its nuclear arsenal. All right. So it's not a coincidence that they're, letting this movie out now. Because this is what you call a foreshadowing. And the movie is called Oppenheimer. All right. And Oppenheimer is they call him the godfather of the Manhattan Project, which was the project that ushered in the use of thermonuclear weapons. So this guy right here is a very key role in what the prophecies coming to pass. So this they're gonna complain of a ungodly father because this guy, but the Lord put the spirit on him, because that shows you, because the Lord does create the smith that bloweth the coal in the fire. Well, this guy helped further the end of the Edomite rulership. All right, because if he never would have came up with that weapon would be used. But that's prophecy. Prophecy must come to pass. All right. So as I said, this is a foreshadowing of things to come. Okay, this is because they've made multiple movies. This is not the first one. Okay, so if we go in and take a look, let's see, because I think they made one before, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's the same one. Okay, Christopher Nolan. Oh no, it's the same one. But the chances of it coming out now is not a coincidence. And you see what? The nuclear cloud. All the titles and all the so-called covers have had what? The nuclear bomb, the mushroom cloud, because it was seen as what? The heavens being rolled together as a scroll. All right. So you're seeing that this is nothing but what? A foreshadowing of to come. So let's look up what the word foreshadowing means. It says what? Foreshadow means to be a warning of indication of future events, of a future event. It's not a coincidence that they're letting this out, and the elites know to watch movies and to watch for signs and to watch for different things that could tell what's going on. They'll let they'll let their people, they'll let the people that are in the know that what's getting ready to happen by the release, what movie's coming out, what's the main point of that movie, what's the plot, what's the narrative, because usually it's showing a mirror to what's going on in the world today. All right. So let's jump right into it. Again, it says foreshadowing. Let's see if there's some more information we can read. It says an indication of something that will happen in the future, often used as a literal device to hint at a allude or future plot development. And this is what I see this as, because I seen it. I was like, man, what's the chances of this movie coming out now? And all you hear is what? The Russia, the war, all these things, because the Lord is putting that vibration and making these elites put that vibration on the earth, man. All right, because he says what? I've become the what? Look at the title, the destroyer of worlds. Okay, and what world is going to be destroyed is the world of Esau, the rulership that you know today, because they want to be as like the phoenix to rise out of the ashes, and it's not going to happen that way, man. Not going to happen that way. So let's jump right into the scriptures, and then we'll close on out. So this is the book of, let's start with the main precept. This is Isaiah 54 and verse 16. This is Isaiah 54, and we all should know this one. This is Isaiah 54 and verse 16, and it reads, and it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. And what is the title of this? What did it say? The destroyer of worlds. So this is a foreshadowing, man. Just because even in the spirit, that shows you, because guess what? This movie is about the smith. Because what is the smith? A scientist. Oppenheimer is a smith. He's a modern day smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that brought forth the instrument of war. But then they didn't have to blow the fire. What was they blowing? They're blowing the research. And a lot of that stuff took what? Fire. It took a lot of, because what is nuclear explosion? It's fire, man. It's a fire. It's propelling fire by using fuel. That's where you have plutonium and different elements being put together and causing a chain reaction. That's what it is. It's causing friction. What's friction? Is heat. So these men were blowing coals. They were blowing coals, but it was a different version of coals, because that's what the fusion of the nuclear reaction that you see is fusion. Okay, that's where you have the nuclear bomb now, but you had a fusion bomb, and you had the what's the other one? The fusion bomb, and then you had the atomic. Okay, they call them, this was an atomic bomb. Okay, now we have nuclear bombs. Okay, so it says, not a coincidence that the title of this is the destroyer of worlds, right? Then let's read this precept, and it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. So let's go. And what's coal? Coal is an element. Coal is an element, man. Coal is on the elemental so-called chart. All right, let's look up the word coal. It says coal, charcoal, ember, embers, right? Let's see. Let's see if we can dig a little bit. Oh, we're going to get into that in a minute. Watch this. Let's go back to here. Watch this. I messed that up. Oh, look at there. Carbon. Okay. Coal is carbon on the periodic table. Okay. So let's look on what carbon. That's going to be what? C. Where's C at? Right there. Carbon. Up here, right? Let's go. Elemental chart. Okay. But long story, I'm not going to get that. Something I'm going to do some more research into. But the main point is that the same elements that it took to make the atomic bomb and the nuclear bomb are all elements on the same charcoal, on the same periodic table. So we have carbon on this table. And then what? The Lord said, what? Bloweth the coals. Bloweth what? Elements. Bloweth the elements. We say charcoal, embers. Okay. So back then they were blowing actual charcoal. But guess what? Charcoal, carbon, which charcoal is none but carbon, is on the periodic table as an element. So what are they doing? They're blowing. Now they're blowing plutonium. Let's see if we can find that. Let's. Because that's one of the main things used in the modern day weapons. Plutonium. Right here, see? Right here, element. Plutonium. Pu. So same thing that was taken to make the nuclear bombs is the same, or not the same element, but it's on the same, it's an element, it's a chart, it's on the chart. It's an elemental thing that caused what? Fire. Same thing as carbon causes what? Fire. It's nothing but it's the after byproduct of burning. That's where you get charcoal from. That's why you can make trees charcoal. A lot of the charcoals that come from trees or plant matter. Okay. So we got that. Now let's jump into, let's read this one more time with understanding. It says what? It says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument. So now we can tie in with the coals and elements, an instrument coming to forth, which what? Instrument for his work, and have created the waster to destroy. That's the weapons. That's the nuclear weapons. That's what's come out of that elemental chart. Because what happened over Sodom and Gomorrah was an ancient nuking, if you want to say, the sulfur that rained down on them. And the Lord just gave Esau that technology and the understanding of how to use that technology to bring forth for the Lord's work. So now, because we know that Oppenheimer is a German, man. All right, so show you he's a Temanite. Okay, and it says this is J. Robert Oppenheimer was born in New York City, April 22nd, 1904, of Ella Friedman, a painter, and Julius Sieglemann Oppenheimer, a wealthy textile importer, born in Huis Prussia, Germany. So his line goes back to the Temanites, man. That ties hand in hand with the scriptures. That says, is there no more wisdom in Teman, man? So that's showing you that they have to be the Temanites and they have to be the Edomites in modern day times. Because just this alone shows more light on that. They have to be the Edomites, because he's one of those Temanites that was set up to do what? One of the smiths that bloweth the coals in the fire to bring forth the weapon for his work, man. All right, I just wanted to bring that quick fact out. I was just doing some research on the guy, and that came up. And you find an instrument. You already knew by his name. Oppenheimer's not a traditional American name, man. Okay, let's go ahead and just go through these precepts. This is the book of Obadiah 1 and verse 9. Obadiah 1 and 9, and it reads, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. See, and it says in the day, verse 9, it says the mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that everyone of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And what was one of the things he said? I've become the what? I've become the destroyer of worlds. He said that. He was astonished at his own creation and to see the magnitude of destruction, because he knew what was going to be used for it, man, and how it was going to be used. So he already knew in his spirit was quenched when he seen that, man. All right. And it says, and the mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So, hey, judgment is coming, man. And he says what? They're going to fall in the trap that they made, man. They made the very things that's going to bring the whole construct that they've built down, man. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 7, and it reads, concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And we're in that time now. All the things that come into the head, he has to make the moves, and the Lord has to make a move. Then he has to make a move until the end of the game, man. That's what we're pushing for. We're pushing for the end of the game. The Lord's getting this game over so we can set up the kingdom of heaven, which will be ruled by Yahweh Shah, man. All right. And he's going to send his son down on the planet Earth to finish the course, man. All right. Let's jump to the next precept. This is the book of Job, to prove about the nuclear weapons being that tool that will be used in these last days. You read the book of Zechariah. That's a famous one. This is Job 20 and verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. And what is that? What is that bow of steel and the iron weapon? That's these missiles, man. That's why when they lose a so-called weapon like that, they call it a broken arrow. And we constantly go into that, man. All right. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword versus a spear. Then it's a weapon versus an iron weapon. Then it's a bow of steel. It's talking about the same thing in different allegorical ways, man. It is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of the gall. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. What is a fire not blown? That's the same. He said he bloweth the coals that burn, that blow that he created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. But what's this coal? What's this fire not blown? Is this thermonuclear fusion that's happening in those missiles, man? All darkness shall be hid in the secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. Because how do you start a fire? You blow on it. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle, his house. Everybody on the landmass is going to be judged, man, because the world is due for judgment, man. This is Isaiah 26 and verse 20. And it reads, it says, come, my people, enter down into thy chambers and shut up thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a moment until the indignation be overpassed. We're going to have to get airlifted out of here, man. We can't walk out of this time because guess what? The whole land, just like the angel told Job and his family, go, don't even stay on the plane. You got to get out of there. So the same thing with this, that we got to be airlifted. We have to have an airlift out of this judgment because it's going to cover more land than we can. We ain't going to be able to walk, just leave Mexico and dip. It's going to be a worldwide catastrophe, man. And it says, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. You know, and we in that time now. So Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I'm going to leave it here. So as you see, this is like I said earlier, this is a foreshadow. All right. So pay attention. These things are not coincidental. Nothing's happened coincidental. He's not really pushing this movie. But he's letting it out, though. He's not really pushing it on a wide scale to where it's being a blockbuster hit. But he's out here. So you can't say you didn't know. It's a warning to those that need to know. Why is that cigarette there? Time burning. Cigarettes burning. Time is burning. And what's coming out of that time is that missile, man. And those and we waiting on the MOTB. All right, we waiting on the things to come to pass because everything must be done in a succession of time, man. All right, so Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I'm gonna leave it here. With that, I'm gonna say, call Halayim Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kwadash. Until the next time, I say, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kwadash. Until the next time, I say, Shalom.